Just who the hell are you? I'm your partner, Scott Mancuso.
Welcome to round 23 of Eat the Buckle, the horror movie battle royale podcast that puts two movies in a weekly head-to-head matchup where the loser will remain in the ring another week, and we'll be forced to watch it repeatedly in an effort to determine the worst horror movie ever made. This week's matchup is once again 2024's The Mousetrap versus 1994's Ghoulies IV. With me, as always, are just a couple of guys wearing some Costco discount Ghoulies costumes. Gentlemen, how are you today?
Hey, great. We're heading into a President's Day weekend. Excited to celebrate.
Yeah, nice long
Yeah.
weekend where we can celebrate our favorite president.
Yep. We can drive down to the Gulf of America. We can crack open a beer and just look out into those oily waters.
Crack open an American Light.
Yes. Crack whatever it is Hulk Hogan is shilling these days, and look out into the oily waters of the Gulf and say, "We've made it, gentlemen."
Is Hogan shilling a beer
Yeah,
right now?
yeah,
He is?
yeah.
He
How
can't
so?
do anything except say, yes, I will be the spokesperson for this beer.
Like he's in commercials?
Mister,
or-
don't smoke, don't do drugs, take your prayer, you say your prayers, take your vitamins. He now has his own beer that he's shilling.
How, like, is he in commercials for a beer? Or is he just like posting?
I
Is
don't
he just,
think
like
They dragged him out
being an
last month.
influencer.
They dragged him out
it's-
last month.
it's
to
called Real American Beer.
Shut
Yeah.
up. I was too close to have been joking
No,
for what that bullshit
Uh,
he
actually
got
is.
he got booed
I-
like a motherfucker last month when he came
yeah.
out. It was like it was going to be the official beer of WWE, and that lasted like
Yeah.
1 hour.
Yeah.
That was their focus group marketing, and they're like, nope, we got to pull the plug.
They booed him. I don't think he's in any commercials, but I was reading where there's a woman that's suing like him, his whole company, whatever distributor is putting out the beer, and like this certain bar club owner, because he went on some kind of like bar tour promoting the beer, that she attended it, and she claims that either he or someone on his staff just like chucked a beer into the crowd and it hit her in the head and like split her head open.
Jesus.
She had to go get stitches.
Wow.
So now she's suing them, and I hope she wins
That's-
for
yeah.
multi-million dollars.
That sucks for her, but she may be the hero that we need to not have American, what is it called? Real American beer.
Real American Beer.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I see that in the grocery store, I'm buying a sixer.
The only place I've ever seen it was at a beer store when I was out working in Indiana, and I ended up buying a sixer of Stone Cold Steve Austin's beer instead,
Good.
because he's a man who deserves to have his beer bought.
We should have, if there's more than two, an episode where we just taste test wrestlers' marketed beer.
No, it's
I'm
all going to
down.
be shit.
Now, was this beer around? Was it named after him? Because that was the Real American Hero song that he would come out to. Did this beer already exist and then they just chose him, or is this like his?
It was just meant to be. It's
It's
almost
meant-
like this shitty movie where, hey, we don't have any good ideas. Let's see if we can ride the coattails of this thing that's dead and ancient and make some money off of it.
First of all, you bite your tongue
Uh,
about Ghoulies 4. Second of all, we'll get there. But yeah, yeah, I gotta find this beer. I bet it's
Yeah.
terrible.
I'll send you some.
Not one penny will be spent on it, and not one drop will be drunk in my fucking house.
Just wait till I show up with my my red tights and my rip away muscle t-shirt, bleach blonde stash and skirted eggshell, just holding a sixer Real American beer.
Yeah.
Is this where we just pivot into being a wrestling podcast and stop watching this horse shit? How long is a wrestling show? Like if you watch Raw, like how long does that last?
No.
2 hours?
No.
2 hours.
No.
Yeah.
So less than 2 feature-length films.
Yeah.
All right, we're just gonna break down Raw from now on.
But it's
No.
not just Raw. You got to watch Raw. You got to watch SmackDown. You got to watch NXT. You've got to watch AEW so you know what the competition's doing. You might as well throw on TNA, and then you got like the special events that happen every month as well.
There's a wrestling league called TNA.
Yeah, total knockout.
Jesus Christ.
Is Ring of Honor still around?
I think so. Yeah,
Knockouts doesn't even. It's not even spelled with an N.
I don't know what it's actually
Is that
called.
what it's called?
What does TNA stand for? I don't watch that one.
Oh, I know what it stands for,
no,
brother.
No, it's total nonstop action. That's what it is.
Total.
That ain't what I think it stands for.
I think their the version of their divas were called the Knockouts. They were the TNA Knockouts.
Oh my
God.
I'm just gonna I'll give you guys
what's wait, I want to say what's more oversaturated that we can pivot to outside of a horror podcast. Let's do a wrestling podcast.
Yeah,
there's only like 1 or 2 of those.
Yeah.
We should just corner the market on like antibiotics podcast. Has that been done? We gotta think of something new and fresh. We'll be back with it.
Let me consult AI and I'll get back to you guys.
The way the world is going, we should just be like the home care apothecary treatments for bird flu, which doesn't exist. It's all made up by the global elite. But just in case, here you go.
Yes.
That's what I like to hear on President's Day weekend, baby.
Yes, don't trust penicillin or vaccines. They'll only make sure that you're dumber and impotent.
Well, just I'll go back to drinking bleach. I mean, it saved us from COVID.
Oh God.
Speaking of medicines, pills, and such, I'm gonna.
For those of you who can't see, I've made Aaron just stare up at the ceiling.
I think we lost him.
I do this now at least 6 hours a day.
We can't get into this on this podcast. It's too heavy all day, every fucking day.
All right. Let's talk about something much lighter and happier. Let's talk about Ghoulies IV.
I was gonna say, speaking of medication, I want to give you guys a warning up top that I am on steroids because of my madman foot, and I am off the fucking wall bonkers right now. I feel like I've done 8 rails of coke. Like,
you look damp.
I'm dewy.
You look like you just had a 30-year-old cock swinging about your nose and ear hole. Talking about their new Rivian.
I'm like bonkers, right? I can't focus on anything. I just watched Mousetrap and I couldn't focus on anything. I actually was doing laundry while I was doing I feel insane. So I'm gonna try to be focused, but y'all might have to drive the ship a little bit here.
Okay.
I thought about canceling this just because I am insane right now.
Okay.
My heart is pounding.
I got a story for you guys before we do dive in. It won't take long. So
anything not to talk about this shit that shit week.
There's yeah, I'll keep this brief, but it was cracked me up, so I thought I'd share. So I was traveling this week, staying at the Hampton Inn, and I always ask for a first floor room if it's available because it's closer to the exit, and I still haven't kicked smoking 100% yet. So anyway, so I'm on the first floor, and I go out. It was raining, it was cold, so instead of going somewhere good for dinner, I just hit the Subway that was right next door. Bring my sub sandwich back, get into the room. So like my hair's wet, I'm cold. I open up the foot-long Subway sandwich, take a bite. I'm sitting there in total silence. The TV's not on. Like nothing's playing, no podcast or music playing. It's just me in silence, and then I hear, above me. And I'm like, oh no, this can't be happening right now. But it was. The people that were in the room above me were fucking at like 6:30 on a Tuesday evening. And so I just sat there in silence, chewing on my soggy Subway, listening to two people in the room above me fuck. And
Wow.
then,
Oh,
and then when it was over, it got like real quiet up there. And then I just heard the microwave like dinging over and over again. So I guess they like fucked and then they
Had
made their
some-
microwave meals and then
had
it all
some
got quiet.
burritos.
They
that
went to
was
bed.
that was one man watching Vampire Happening with a box of Totino's pizza rolls afterwards. That's what you heard.
So that was my moment as in this
Whew.
week.
That's hilarious. What'd you get at Subway? What sandwich were you rocking?
It was a foot long what it was some kind of chicken. It was like a barbecue chicken sub or something.
The
It wasn't very
teriyaki
good.
chicken that's still rubber and
No, it was one of
salty.
the new ones that they like rotate through now, like Baja
Mm.
barbecue. It fucking sucked and it was soggy.
I don't
Would have
think
been I had to eat it while I listened to strangers fornicate above my head.
I don't even know the last time I had a Subway 6-inch, let alone a foot long.
Subway pairs well with real American beer. Just it's like a perfect cheese and wine pairing. Oh, that's depressing. I'm sorry that you experienced that.
It was
In the rain.
It was so depressing. I started laughing at myself just over how miserable of a scene it was.
Did you have at least one like that? They normally have like that real too bright light right by the bed. Was that on or the desk lamp?
The desk lamp.
Oh, see, the desk lamp at least is a little less harsh.
Yeah. Yeah.
With the rainfall
Oh,
on the
you know
corner
what?
of the bed with just a gum full of fucking shitty ass rubber chicken from Subway.
You know what'll make your week way better?
Oh, what's that?
Talking about Ghoulies 4.
Oh, let's do it. I'm ready.
Ghoulies 4. This was released straight to video on August 17th, 1994.
You don't say.
No budget, no box office to speak of.
You don't say.
This was written by Mark Sevi, Luca Berkovici, and Jeffrey Levy. Oh shit, I didn't even write down the director's name.
Jim Wynorski,
Jim
who
Wynorski.
let me down. I love Chopping Mall.
Yeah.
There's a couple of others. Munchies, I guess, is hilarious, but terrible. But no, this is the beginning of the end for Jim.
He must have got this off the back of Munchies.
No, Munchies is after this.
Oh, what? Munchies came after 1994?
Yeah.
Mm.
Munchie came out in
96,
95, I
maybe?
believe, or
Oh.
6.
Oh, my life's a lie.
Yeah.
This was starring Peter Leopis, Barbara Allen Woods, Stacey Randall, Raquel Krell, and the two ghoulies were played by Tony Cox and Arturo Gill. This movie.
I'm
is
sorry.
about-
I'm sorry
yeah.
to interrupt. 92 was Munchie. Munchie Strikes Back came out the same year as Ghoulies 4.
Ooh.
He shot this back to back.
Oh, well, you could tell which one he really had his heart in.
I'm thinking we'll get into it, but I'm thinking one of these, particularly this one, may have been on the shelf for a while.
Munchie Strikes Back has a higher rating than Ghoulies 4.
It couldn't have been on the shelf that long. It came out 3 years after Ghoulies 3.
Do your breakdown.
In
Get
this
on with
movie,
it.
the guy from the first one is back, and he's a cop now. And there's some black magic going on that's supposed to summon a satanic version of the guy from the first one to take over the corporeal cop version of the guy from the first one. And somehow there's a couple of ghoulies running around, but they're not real ghoulies. Should this have just been called Ghoulies and salvage the reputation of the original IP of our beloved Ghoulies? Yep. Will it eat the buckle? Maybe. Let's find out. Gentlemen, off the top rope, what did you think about Ghoulies? I mean, Ghoulies 4.
Ghoulies. It began much like its opponent ends. Like the movie starts mid break-in, like it just like fade from black, and there's a door just like flying open, and, and the dominatrix walking through, and it's like, oh really? This is how we're going to start Ghoulies 4?
Yeah.
It's almost exactly the same beginning as Demonic Toys.
Yeah.
Kinda. Yeah.
Shitty set of a warehouse, demonic summoning that convoluted.
Yeah.
You know,
We did this bit back with Demonic Toys. I wrote down the categories that Amazon had this under. They are as follows. Number 1, comedy. No, it's not.
False.
oh, I had laughs.
Number 2, art house.
Oh, false.
Art house.
Art house.
As in the warehouse was filmed, the set was in a man named Art's house.
It must be.
Yeah.
Number 3, campy. Oh, sure.
Sure.
yeah, all right.
And number 4, coarse.
Course?
It was
Coarse, as in it's
like
it's
fouling.
It's
like
rough.
it's a little
around the-
rough.
Yes.
It's definitely rough.
There, if you will notice, dear listener, in those 4 descriptors is not the word horror. And I posit to you, friends, that this is not a fucking horror movie
No.
whatsoever.
This is not a Ghoulies movie.
This is
No,
not.
it's
This
not.
is. This is like.
It's Ghoulies. Can we call it Ghoulies for
This is like
henceforth?
things to do in Denver where you're dead, or that other movie where like 3 days in the valley or whatever. Like one of those movies where you just follow a character actor around and things happen that happen like when those movies started coming and popping up around Pulp Fiction and Reservoir Dogs. Like that early 90s of, hey, let's just follow this guy. We got these couple nice houses and we'll figure it out. Let's just talk a lot. Come up with these weird hijinks. Like that's what this is. There's hijinks.
My theory is that this was a script for another movie, and it couldn't get sold because of how generic it was. So they were like, "Let's make it Ghoulies. We can get that property." And then they and I read a factoid that the reason that it's 2 little people in Ghoulies costumes is because they didn't have the budget to use the Ghoulie puppets. Which means, how much do you think these 2 actors got paid if they couldn't afford the puppets? They must have not made shit. But
Here's
that tells
where
me that they already used the budget on filming a movie that was supposed to be something else, and they're like, we need to shoehorn these Ghoulies in here. Because most of the Ghoulies appearances seem to be unrelated to anything happening in the movie. And they don't really have a lot of scenes with other people from the movie. So that's my theory.
I mean,
this
I
is
would
where
agree with
hold
you.
on. I don't want to interrupt. We have to
Okay.
get this out of the way.
Okay.
So I'm interrupting. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Their names are Ghoulie Light. Lite, like Miller Lite,
Okay.
and Ghoulie Dark.
Oh.
Ghoulie Light is played by Arturo Gil,
who is a white actor.
Yes, he is. He seems to be white or maybe Latino. Not that's not the issue.
Okay.
Ghoulie Dark is Tony Cox from Bad Santa.
Santa.
He's
And
also apparently one of the uncredited little people playing Station in Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were both of them, both those actors were Dink Dinks from Spaceballs.
Yes. So it's a tight group with the little people of Hollywood.
But it was not Dink Dink Light and Dink Dink Dark.
Exactly.
It's the central fucking point here.
It was like Jim Wynorski saw Spookies and was like, I can do you one better. Put 2 little people in quote unquote, what are we saying?
Groomlies.
Groomlies?
Ghoulies?
Yeah. Just Ghoulies with an R, yeah.
Okay. and said, "Top that."
The most insulting part about this to the franchise is, so okay, they didn't have any puppets. They went with little people in costumes. They couldn't even afford the money to make them ghoulies costumes. They turned them into here's a couple masks from CVS Halloween section. Put them on and get out there, boys. Like, and here's some potato sacks to wear as as your wardrobe.
My first note upon seeing the Ghoulies was, what is this bullshit? Even if this movie were called Ghoulies and a Ghoulies franchise never existed, still upon seeing this, my reaction would have been, "What the fuck is this shit?" They look so bad,
and they look bad, and they aren't like. I guess they're mischievous, but they aren't like bad guys. They're the heroes in this movie.
Yeah, they're like altruistic. They're like helping people. They're not, and we're we'll get to it. But
okay.
No, we won't. We're getting to it right now.
Let's get off the Ghoulies for a second. Though. Let's talk about Detective Mike Patton. Which brings me back to the reason I can't agree with you saying that they were filming another movie is that the actor that plays that detective is the guy from the first Ghoulies.
Yeah.
Right.
So they specifically brought him back to carry this 4-movie storyline at a complete bring it to an end.
Yeah, and then
but I don't even know if he realizes that he's playing the same character.
Oh, he does.
I think he realized it as we realize it when he got the script, the sides of the script that day, and was like, "Wait, what?"
But I swear, if you put a hairnet on him, he would just be Mike Patton.
Now,
he looks like Jonathan from the first movie, who was hung out for a couple years in San Francisco with Barry Bonds in the early 90s. Like his face compared to what it was like 9 years before this, he went from like a size 7 and 8 to a 9 diameter head. Like he is so roided out in this movie that I was like, wait, that's not the same guy. Because I always look at like IMDb or the Wikipedia, and I'm like, that must be like he's in it for like 3 seconds. And it took me all of 4 minutes and 1 second to write a giant "fuck you" double underline when I realized it was this guy, and these were the Ghoulies, and this was the movie we were gonna get.
I actually made a note to ask you. So yeah, Detective Mike Patton and his partner Scott Mancuso at the beginning. Can you tell me how old they are in Pittsburgh years?
Actually, Peter, is it Lapis? He kind of looks like Shane Douglas. Remember Shane Douglas?
No.
I do remember Shane Douglas
from wrestling.
Yep.
He looks like a very heavy Pittsburgh 43. Jonathan Graves.
Well, to me, he looked about 40, so I'm going to say a Pittsburgh 22.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how it works.
And what about Scott Mancuso?
Scott Mancuso was probably a Pittsburgh 18.
10?
Pittsburgh 18.
Okay. Yeah. I just had to get that out of the way.
But to be a Pittsburgh blank, you have to be from Pittsburgh. So I'm pretty sure the one guy's from fucking Utah, because I even have a note because I was like, this motherfucker has to be Canadian. And no, he's from Utah.
Close. Not proximity close enough, but.
And boy, we all love the honeymooners. We all love the fucking honeymooners in 1994.
You mean, hey, fella,
they're here.
Loved that guy.
Goodness.
Loved that guy.
I knew you would. I was like, Jared's gonna love this guy.
Eat shit.
I got in my note, I wanted to see more of D-Dup-a-Doo-Bop.
Yeah, they're like, she's like, she was like, oh, I showed your partner a good time. And he's like, yup, oh my God. I was as if you don't realize how much trouble you're in with this movie at that point, you're like, oh fuck, there's like an hour of this left.
I thought it was egregious that they would give us flashback clips of the actual Ghoulies just to.
Well, they did.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Just to twist the knife of what
Yeah.
what it could have, what it used to be, and what we're getting now. Just a
Yeah.
real slap in the face with a limp dick of Ghoulies 3.
This
That's what that
this
was.
movie in 1994 looks like a movie shot on a home
I know.
recorder from
This-
1983
This came out
or
one year after
77.
Jurassic Park.
Now, obviously,
Let that sink in.
you're
I
at a
know.
different end of the Hollywood
I know.
spectrum.
But just
Just say like a movie like, I don't know, Encino Man doesn't look this bad.
Right. Yeah. This is bad.
Demonic Toys look better than this.
Yeah, it did.
It certainly did. What did you guys think about that shootout in the convenience store, though?
Loved it.
I did too, because it was like, I remember there was a point in the early 90s, well, probably just the 90s in general, where like every action movie had a shootout in a convenience store, and it was literally just because they wanted to blow up every package of potato chips on set.
Give me a shootout where Mr. B's potato chips are flying, and I'm
and
a happy
cotton
man.
candy.
Only if there's a white guy playing an Indian.
I did say a very unfortunate portrayal of the Middle Eastern clerk.
Yeah.
Before that, actually during that, I got a good laugh out of the what's his name, Mancuso.
Mancuso.
During the radio,
his
call
wave,
for backup.
his dumb wave, and then he's trying to figure out the charades of call for backup.
See,
which is pointless anyway, because as we find out, the dude unhooked his CB radio.
Right.
So why was he even telling him to call for backup in the first place?
But after the shooting, it shows him barfing all over the car because he's nervous. I thought that 5 minutes from him waving like a dipshit to the shootout to puking on the car, I was like, I'm in, baby, I'm in.
That's that Wynorski power. I guarantee you they came up with that night. Jared, you're not going to get this reference. Josh definitely will. But I've never seen a movie from any era more encapsulate the look and energy of a Forever Night television episode.
Oh, brother. Yeah. This had USA
like
written all over it.
Even the guy got roided up, which the guy from Forever Night wasn't roided up, but he was just a big puffy Englishman or Irishman. I'm sorry, I don't want to get upset. He may have been Canadian. Don't remember.
Probably from Utah.
Definitely not Utah. But it just looked like that low grade VHS fuzz on everything.
Really?
Fucking everything, and no one could act except for like one or two people. And then at that point, you're like, why are you here? Why? What are you doing? Get out of here. Why you came?
Yeah. This could have just easily have been some episode of a USA series instead of a movie called Ghoulies 4.
Yeah.
Their
hijinks made me laugh again.
Oh god.
Oh no, they weren't good.
I like who are you? They go, Sears and Roebuck, and then they bonk each other's heads together. That was funny.
Stop it,
Jared.
You don't believe that?
I do. I laugh.
I can look in your eyes and see that you don't believe that.
That's the steroids.
Okay.
That's because I don't know where I am right now, but I do know that made me laugh. I put in my notes of this rules right after the bonking sound.
Oh,
so, what did your wife think of this movie?
She said, and I wrote this down in case you asked me. I have Erica's thoughts. ... This is pushing the limits of fun.
Pushing them right over the cliff. So after Scott Mancuso gets admitted to the hospital, the detective gets reunited with his ex-partner, who's now his boss and also former lover. And they have some of the worst dialogue between the two of them. Um, like the whole reason they broke up comes to light that it was over
Oh,
because she doesn't like to be handcuffed during sex. And it just like goes back and forth of them just like quipping, and it's like, oh my god, this is dreadful. This is the worst shit I've ever heard.
yeah.
Yeah, it
Uh,
is.
and that's immediately followed by the scene with him and his girlfriend. And she's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm looking for a cigarette." She goes, "I have somebody." Goes, "I'm trying to quit." And then he just starts chugging booze. It's like, it's-
I'm sitting here as we talk about this, and like there's little things going off in my head. Like this seems slightly familiar. Do you think they ripped off To Live and Die in L.A. and just threw
Never,
Ghoulies into it?
never seen that,
All right.
never
Well,
seen that.
but
I
probably
don't want to spoil this
it's
great William Friedkin
50
movie.
years old.
It's from 1985. It's not 50 years old. With Ghoulies 4. But there
Uh,
are parts of Ghoulies 4, like the Camaro chase, like the bad cop with the prostitute girlfriend and the rebel. And in that case, he's a Secret Service agent. But there's enough meat on this bone that I'm like, I think they just kind of pared down To Live and Die in LA and threw two little people into it.
And gruely costume.
and gruely
And
costumes.
middle-aged shaved Ewok costumes, yes.
But
Man,
and then what is it?
To Live and Die in
Live
LA.
and Die in LA. Is there a scene where a man throws a used condom through the roof of a car and you get a slide whistle as it lands on the lap of the girl in the passenger seat? No, you don't.
no.
But you do in this.
There
And
actually
guess
might have
what?
been.
I fucking laughed.
Jesus.
You didn't laugh with the slide whistle and the condom. Going
I
through the
didn't
window.
laugh at a single part in this movie.
Stop it.
I didn't crack a smile.
This was a fucking grim week in Eat the Buckle.
This is prime Eat the Buckle though. This is
Oh,
what we're here for.
It definitely
Yes.
is. So the satanic version of Detective Mike Patton, was he just have a blanket over his head? Was that all they did to make him into
Yeah.
like the evil Dark Lord? They just put a fuzzy blanket.
They put a fuzzy Emperor Palpatine robe or blanket, like a moving blanket over him.
Yes.
And I looked at my wife and I was like, I don't know if it's because I'm tired, but at the end where he got big and projected, I was like, they're really trying with the budget.
He doesn't move. It's just a projection of him standing there.
I wanted to, and I know in my heart, I was just relying on how much I love Chopping Mall, to have that at least positive come out of my mouth. Like,
Yeah.
they were just really trying here.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. With the clips they showed from Ghoulies 1, I started questioning how much I really should like the whole franchise.
If you recall,
I think
couldn't make
Ghoulies
it.
1 is actually really shitty.
It is. I didn't finish it. I got 40 minutes in and I was like, I get it. And I turned it off.
I think Ghoulies 2 might be like kind of that crown jewel where it just had whatever it was about it to make it memorable and fun.
Yeah.
I don't think the rest of the Ghoulies movies are that good, guys.
I love Ghoulies 2. And
that's what I'm saying. Like, I think Ghoulies 2 is great.
I haven't seen Ghoulies 1 in a very long time.
Don't bother.
Nothing. In fact, seeing these clips made me want to watch it, especially given what it was couched in. Ghoulies. But yeah, I don't want to give my thoughts to Ghoulies 3 just yet because we may have something in a segment coming up. But I have a lot of notes left for this.
I don't think so. I think I got through everything I needed to.
How? The only thing I can say is that having just seen it, I was like, I don't remember this. The chick in the leather was supposed to be his ex-girlfriend during his satanic panic times.
Mm-hmm.
That's not even the same name, let alone the same actor from the
Yes.
first Ghoulies. It was just like, so what you're saying is you didn't learn anything in the first Ghoulies. You kept on with this dumb shit, and then you became a cop, and within 9 years.
Yep. Yeah.
That
Or
cool
less.
emerald necklace around his neck.
God.
I
Fuck.
did. The last thing I'll say.
Oh, tell us what else you laughed at.
Well, unintentionally, I lost my mind when at the end when they're getting sucked through the portal,
Oh
and you
Lord.
just see that like horrible, like Mario Paint version of
Uh-huh.
Of the Evil
the
Dead.
spiraling,
Yeah.
Evil
Yeah.
Dead, which looked way
Yeah.
better 20 years prior. 15 years prior, and then to get sucked in, they just run backwards real fast.
Yes.
And then, like,
The
off-screen.
dominatrix in her leather looked particularly hilarious, like
Oh, yeah.
waddling backwards in those high heels.
That poor, all I could think of was that poor woman.
Yeah, and then they did like the camera stop way too early when the two little people jump
Yeah.
through.
Yeah.
And I guess my last note is like just kind of a more broader question of this movie is like what, and kind of what I was getting back to about the Ghoulies being shoehorned in is like what was their purpose in this movie? They weren't doing
Spookies.
anything.
It's
They
as
had-
bad as
I-
Spookies.
I didn't time it, but I guarantee you they had less than a combined 10 minutes screen time in this
Yeah, and
entire movie.
that's why I think this was not a meant to be Ghoulies movie.
It's baffling.
They took To Live and Die in LA, pared it down, cut 40 minutes of that movie out, took it away from being a Secret Service agent, made it just a cop, and then just said 2 ghoulies on top, please.
I just don't understand how you could go from Ghoulies 3, which we've watched, and I think we could agree isn't a isn't a great movie, but it's at least a Ghoulies movie.
It's watchable, yeah. Kinda.
But this, it's like, how do you go from that to this that doesn't even seem to know what it is or what its function is in a other than, hey, it's this guy from the first one,
Yeah.
and now he's going to be good, whatever. It baffled me.
My last note that I took was everyone starring in this movie might as well be in Trump's fucking cabinet right now because they just look like monsters. They probably don't know fuck all from fuck shit and might as well be.
Mhm. I think the Ghoulies are going to be running Doge soon.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Let's go to break, please.
No, the Ghoulies are good guys, remember?
Yeah, well, we don't have enough Ghoulies to save us in 2025.
Ghoulies 2024. I'm voting.
Well,
Dark.
you're a year
Ghoulie
behind.
Dark. Ghoulie Dark 2028. Was it
All
Dark
right.
Ghoulie or Ghoulie Dark?
Ghoulie Dark
God,
and
what
Ghoulie
a
Light.
piece of shit this is.
God.
All right, we'll be back
terrible.
to talk about another piece of shit.
What are you guys?
I'm Sears. He's Roebuck. Yeah, you heard of us?
I don't care.
So our astute listener, the one that we have, will know that normally right now is when we would do a segment or a game of some sort, but this week we're going to switch it up and do something a little different because Ghoulies 4 was our 25th movie that we've covered in this long journey that we've started.
Holy
and
shit.
we thought it would be fun to do a rank them from worst to best and give you guys our rankings. But if we were to do our normal format, then that would give away our rankings to do them before we do the mousetrap. So we're going to go ahead and get into the mousetrap now, and then we'll do the segment after that. So what were you guys' thoughts on mousetrap Part 2.
Well,
Le Retour to Mousetrap.
it still sucks. It's garbage. Don't watch it. And here's my number 25, Jared.
No, sir. That ain't how
so-
this goes.
Oh,
So
But
that
also, I don't
beginning
have a lot.
scroll,
Get him, Josh.
that beginning scroll, for those of you who are wondering, is 1 minute and 30 seconds long.
It's too long.
It's way too long, especially since it's essentially just the Spaceballs bit taken way too far.
Yeah.
But then the opening credits of this movie is Steamboat Willie, the Steamboat Willie cartoon with ominous music playing over it. And it just had me thinking, I was like, you know what? In the hands of someone with an ounce of talent, you might actually be able to make a decent movie based off of a character like Steamboat Willie that's gone into the public domain and, turn it into a horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
This ain't it.
Well, and that's I pointed this out last week, was like all they could. The only thing that would really take this, or a very simple thing they could have done to take this from a 0 out of 100 to like a 15 out of 100 at least, would be like to incorporate the movie like kills. Like
Right.
there's the part in the cartoon where like the cow's eating, he's feeding the cow till it gets super fat. Like make that a kill.
Right.
Make like
right.
he's pulling on a cat's tail, and like do something like pulling limbs or something, even like to where it just alludes to it a little bit and makes an interesting kill.
That takes a budget.
right.
It takes a budget and care. This is nothing but fucking content. And it pisses me off that we're talking about it.
They could have pulled a mannequin arm out of someone's shirt sleeve and had blood pour out, and it would have been better than anything we got.
Do you know how expensive a mannequin's arm is in Ontario?
No, I don't. Tell me.
It's a few loonies more than we have.
So Simon Phillips, the writer, the auteur, writer, director.
He's not the
actor.
director, is he?
I thought so.
No, Jamie Bailey is the director. I do know that. That's one of the 3 notes I continue to pay attention to.
So Simon Phillips is an Irish actor, born in Galway, Ireland. His nationality is Irish.
What's up, Ireland? We have a listener there, maybe.
And he's playing the part of his character with a British accent.
Well, he identifies as British in his biography.
Oh, does he?
Well, actually, Paul Merrill, who did the IMDb mini biography, shout out Paul, wrote that he is an award-winning British actor.
Well, he did start. That's where the confusion comes in, because he did start a lot of British theater, and so I guess
he is in Galway, Ireland. Is his birth date on May 7th, 1980.
I don't know if he should identify as an actor or a writer.
God bless. Do we look that bad? I guess so. And I'm looking at myself on screen, and I am looking at his headshot, and I'm like, no, we look that old and fucked.
I think you look wonderful.
But I guess that's my question, is because I'm really not smart when it comes to things like that. So if you are an Irishman born in Ireland, is it possible for you to have a natural British accent? Or is this guy like Madonna, where he just moved to England at some point in time and did some British theater and was like, oh, now I'm British?
Yeah, I honestly think it's kind of like where you spend a lot of your formative years after primary school, to use the term. Like if you left, went from Country Mouse to Lupo, Mississippi, and then lived out in LA, you're not going to have an accent by the time you're 25. You're not. You're just not, unless you're really trying to hold on to it.
But are you going to have that bad of a British accent to the point where they comment on it in the dialogue?
Well, I think he might have been playing.
He was playing British.
Yeah,
he was definitely playing. That's my point. Like, why not just play an Irishman?
I don't,
because he's an actor.
He's on the boards, Josh.
He
What
was
do you want?
trying to prove his range as an actor.
There's a second Toby song in this movie. When Alex is playing all the arcade games.
I thought
So
it was just the one in the credits just being used again.
No, I think that's a different song.
How the
So
fuck does that happen?
That delighted me.
How? Does he owe this man money? What?
My next note. So she keeps telling them to ask Alex during the interview scenes when Rebecca's talking to the detectives. But they all know Alex is dead. She even knows Alex is dead because she tells them during her story that Alex gets her head sliced off. So why does she keep saying ask Alex? Everybody in that scene is aware that Alex had her head cut off.
The detective scenes were written by AI. At the end, I mean, I'm going to jump to the end, and I hope that's the end. We can go back to your note. But just because it's to this point, at the end, the police are talking about like how she's the sole survivor.
Yeah.
And then they're like, then they say
none of the witnesses make any sense.
None of the witnesses are speaking. But but that doesn't make sense either, because when the girl Alex gets decapitated, they're having they're talking after that. So they're speaking.
Yeah.
And then they say, tell her all your friends are dead.
Yeah.
Within like 30 seconds of a scene.
Doesn't make any sense.
None of this interrogation shit makes any sense. It's written by an AI.
The one detective who's trying to like be real tough and looks angry like he's taking a shit the whole time. Like, that's not how these interrogations go. I don't know if you guys have ever seen video of an interrogation, but like
no,
there's no detective in the history of the world that's ever gone into a murder interrogation, especially acting like that. And the other detective just looks like he's trying to do a Matt Dillon impression.
There's a shot here on IMDb. It's the very first one of Simon Phillips in one of these motherfucking shit movies for Redbox where Bruce Willis, when he knew he was on the way out mentally, was just like, yes, my children need money, yes. And that's the very first photo. And you see Bruce Willis's face, and he's so sad. Like, he knows I was a motherfucking diehard. And now I'm in whatever the fuck
Butch.
Survive the Game was.
He was Butch in Pulp Fiction.
He was in Moonlighting.
Man, the way his life took an unfortunate turn and his career followed, like, it's sad. Bruce Willis is a great actor, and it's just sad what happened to him.
He deserved to be better in it he deserved better than being in any movie
with
that
Simon
had
Phillips.
Anything to do with anyone in this fucking piece of trash.
Did you know that Simon Phillips is also credited as a cook in Perfect Strangers, but they don't give him credit as to what episode he's in?
Well, I've seen them all, so I within the last 3 years I've seen
He's
them
our
all.
age. It's got to be just a boo-boo. Because we were never...
Or another Simon Phillips.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
To pile on Simon was a writer, right?
Sure.
And actor, yes.
Yeah, so to pile on his shitty writing, when her friends show up and surprise her, they make a real point. It's mentioned 2 or 3, at least twice, maybe 3 times in the interaction of how it's not her birthday. Her birthday's 2 weeks away. And one of the girls that's there actually has a birthday before hers. And then like 10 minutes later, she's like, hey guys, let's go to a bar. I want to have my first legal drink.
Yeah.
That is piss poor writing.
Yeah.
Why make it a point to really hammer home that, hey, it's not her birthday? Or just make it her birthday.
Especially since they never go to the bar. There's no point even putting that in the movie.
Right. None of this. It's AI. Simon, I'm sorry. I'm accusing this motherfucker right now. I'm calling him out. This shit was written by AI. I can't... and may have been directed and acted by AI. This is awful.
I want to, right now, spend a 30 seconds going over the Jim Wynorski movies that are rated higher than The Mousetrap by way of IMDb's ranking right now.
Okay.
And I just want to make sure I have, where is it here on the big. All right, 2.5 listener is The Mousetrap.
Mhm.
That's too high.
It is at least 2 whole points too high.
Yeah.
Shark Kansas Women's Prison Massacre,
Okay.
3.1.
Okay. I wonder why.
Hypnotica, 5.8. Piranaconda, 2.9. Still beats out The Mousetrap.
Uh-huh.
Dino Croc versus Super Gator, 3.2. The Devil Wears Nada, 5.9.
Oh,
Any of these movies are probably a better movie. It's gonna be more in vein with Torso and the Vampire happening by just the definition of some of these posters I'm looking at. And probably are a better horror movie, even when they're not trying to. Monster Cruise, 4.9.
Oh, I've seen that. It's good.
Can you give me a Ghoulies 4 rating?
10.
Yeah, it's on here. Let me get it down to 94. Busty Cops, 4.6. Invasion of the Hottie Snatchers, unrated because it's so amazing. Hold on, I gotta get through a lot of porno. 94.
Crazy that a guy who did so much smut didn't have an ounce of skin in this.
They didn't have the money to pay the actor to show her breasts. Munchie Strikes Back, 1994's Munchie Strikes Back, 3.2. Ghoulies 4. What do you think? It has to beat 2.5. It has to beat 2.5. Did it beat it?
Yeah, for sure.
No.
Yeah.
2.8.
Woo!
There was some home cooking going on there.
You disagree. Oh boy.
Another big, I took issue with the fact that any of these teens would mistake an overweight 44-year-old man in a hockey jersey with a mouse mask as one of their teenage friends, because they're constantly going, "Oh, stop playing." I said, "Look at his beer gut. He is not your friend." Like,
yeah,
it's
got a
clearly
80
no
pounds
one
on
you
him.
know.
There's only one thing I really want to get to, and I want to show you guys. I took a screenshot. I'll post these on Blue Sky. But the scene where so who's people's names? There's the nerd and the jock, and the jock is mad that the nerd is talking to the girl.
Yeah.
So he has his buddies on the phone that are hang out in a bar waiting for the nerd to show up so they can beat him up.
Yes.
The bar that's right next door to the arcade.
Right next door to the arcade.
It's on the other end of the strip mall.
So that scene where the mouse comes in, the mouse killer. Why would they think he's the nerd?
Yeah.
Why?
No one wrote this.
And also that's another thing where the cops in the interrogation say that all the bullies in that bar are dead, but all he does is like kind of gingerly hit them with his hockey stick and knocks them out. Like
he doesn't even hit a couple of them.
Right. And a cooler thing would have been
pro wrestling hits them.
A cooler thing would have been to like make the hockey stick sharpened or something so that it would like do some damage.
You don't see him murder any of them.
No. But then did you notice that mask, he has a soul patch?
It's his beard coming through the mouth of the mask.
But I was going to ask. It doesn't do that anywhere else in the movie.
It does. It does.
It does. And I was going to ask what that was because I have the note. What is the pubic hair coming out of his mouth?
Why is it only in some scenes? That's the only scene I noticed it.
No,
in the very next scene, it's gone.
It comes and goes.
Why?
Because can you see their fucking mics sometimes?
Wait. Is that giving us the Scream ending of if it's the beard, it's the guy, and if it's not the beard, then it's
the
goth girl?
No.
But it's not the goth girl.
We don't know that. It's a
Stop it.
mystery we'll never unravel.
You're
But-
thinking about it too much than the
but-
fucking idiots that are throwing this
Okay.
in the chat, goddamn GPT, and spitting this out, and we're talking about it.
Hey, listen, your stupid fucking vampire happening got 6 weeks. You're going to let us discuss this movie while we
Oh.
watched it. But to bring back the thing with Rebecca, so
Rebecca, I love that you know her name.
Yeah, you know the names.
Rebecca.
So
Oh.
Simon Phillips's character,
Hundo.
the whole thing happens by it's by pure chance. Nobody knows that Steamboat Willie possesses him and turns him into this mass murderer. The birthday party is always planned well beforehand. Rebecca has no connection to this demon mouse at all. She has no reason to play along with him and murder everybody else. So you can't say she's a second killer or an accomplice or anything
You will,
else.
because
It makes no
that
sense.
will happen, because a 44-year-old man who went into a brightly lit private theater at a Dave & Buster's saw a goth chick in her 20s and said, "Yes, I love you."
Okay. And I could see, so the end of the movie when she gets busted out of the prison, so how they could be like, okay, he let her live because of the second one, she's going to be an accomplice. Well, there's
The
your
second
big
one is going to
surprise.
be Harley Quinn. $1,000, I'll give it to you if it's not. But they're going to rip off Harley Quinn and just make it the Joker and Harley Quinn for fucking idiots who watch this shit.
Do you think it'll be a musical?
Oh,
I hope
I
so.
guarantee you
I
there
hope
will
it's 3
be
hours
a
long.
Dr. Dog musical number.
So we obviously agree they shot this like Clint Eastwood shoots his movies, right? It's like one take for everything.
Yeah.
You don't get a redo because
Right.
the way that Willie reacts when that strobing flashlight hits him for the first time.
Who's Willie?
Steamboat.
Oh,
the Steamboat Willie. It's as bad as the actors in Ghoulies 4 getting sucked up into the. What happened?
I'm sharing my screen.
Okay, I was like, "What things just changed?"
Yeah, that is terrible. There's
There's awful.
just nothing redeeming about this again, and
then I guess the last thing I'll say.
I'm gonna, Jared. This may not actually play if you have unless you have hardware acceleration turned off, because it's gonna DRM because it knows you're recording on Zoom, so it probably won't play.
all right, I'll do a video. I'll do an audio then. I did a backup.
Okay.
Oh, what's up with the scene where Danny, the stoner guy, gets put on like the teacup ride, and it has to act like he's going on like the world's most dangerous roller coaster, as it's slowly spinning him around in a circle.
Because he's so high, dude. He only says it 40 times in that scene.
But then you expect that he's going to get off of it and immediately get like stabbed or something, and he doesn't. He lives for like another 20 minutes.
Yeah.
If you go to the Ottawa/Ontario visitors website, they actually push the Crazy 8 at Fun Haven as Ottawa's only roller coaster.
That
Wait,
thing looks like.
Is that what that was?
Yes, that is considered a roller coaster.
That thing
go
looked
see
like
go see Parliament House, and then go to that fucking strip mall to see the Crazy 8 indoor roller coaster.
Look, when we were growing up, we had the Fireman's Fair. And that thing looked like the Caterpillar roller coaster at the Fireman's Fair that would just literally go like up and down slowly in a circle. Would spin you around 3 times and then let you go.
You had your fun. Get out of here.
What was that? What was the Ontario ride called?
It is hold on, let me see if I can bring it back up. It's the Crazy 8, I believe.
So
I'm at the ottawatourism.ca.
The Crazy 8 is the equivalent. It packs the same punch as this movie does.
Yeah.
I love the ending where they think that they've got him, the killer, and they got him trapped in a, they set the trap, and then uh they shine like the light on him, and they're all like saying their little one-liners to him, like,
Mhm.
"You're caught." And then the nerd guy Marcus, and I apologize, Canada, I love you, but hey, you ever played Mousetrap? Like, it's like the worst Canadian accent I've ever heard.
Moose trap.
You ever played Mousetrap?
Hey, where you been? So, they actually say that at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good Canadian one-liners in this that I
I
won't go
want
into
I
because
want
I
to
know
share.
Canada as a country is hurting right now and needs all the support it can get.
I love Canada, but Canada, I don't want to come to Ontario and spend 35 Funhaven credits and sit in a massage oasis chair for 10 minutes of a blissful retreat.
Oh, I do.
But that is something that you can do if you go to Funhaven, spend your 35 credits,
Do you
and
think?
you can sit in one of those fucking, it actually looks like the suicide pods. But remember when they would have those massaging chairs at
Uh-huh.
the mall?
Oh, I love a massaging chair.
Well, for 35 Funhaven credits.
Can
And
we
it's
do
so
it?
sad seeing like the photos of kids like on TripAdvisor or on their own website, like on the Crazy 8 or the Super Bike, or even I swear to God, the woman that plays Alex is holding up a pizza in front of the Food Haven food experts where they have the bar set up in the movie. I think that is actually her as an employee.
I would go up
It's
there to
just
spend the day with
sad.
Alex riding rides since, as you put last episode, I have the cahoots for her.
Well, no, it's up between Becca or
Yeah, it's Becca. You
Alex.
got the cahoots for.
Oh, well, both ladies are
Both will
quite
do.
lovely.
There's plenty of room in those what teacups. I don't know what you'd call it.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
you
we could-
got the bumper cars. There are VR games and rides. The jungle gym. Let's the jungle gym where there's children where two people were fornicating with their shoes off.
I want to share this soundbite with you. I mentioned it last week when they trap him with the chair.
Yes.
But
Oh,
I just want
yes.
I just want everyone to
yeah,
hear it.
I heard
Uh,
it today.
So I was gonna share the actual video, but that takes too much. But so this is recorded to my phone, so I hope it's good quality. But something tells me I'll have more chances to get a better. Let's check it out. See if I can. Hold on, it's coming.
You better make it work because I am not pulling shit from
Hold
this
on.
dickless movie. I don't care if it goes 6 weeks. You will not hear one soundbite from me, the producer.
I'm gonna give it.
It's going around.
Yeah,
Did you
sounds
hear
like
it?
a guy from Wales saying stop.
Stoppy, stop. Not really a badass killer vibes that I'm getting from. Stoppy.
And then he just gently bangs his wrench against the jock's ankle and disappears.
Let me
Kenny
know when you're
Pickett takes
done.
it right to the ankle.
Let me know when you're done with notes because I just have
I'm
for
done
real
with
one last.
Oh, so at the very end, I did have the subtitles on this time so I could figure out what was shouted.
Yeah.
And it's what a complete CU blank blank blank. So I guess he was going to say cunt.
Yeah.
Or cock.
Or
well, CU would be cuck.
Cursed mouse man.
What a cursed mouse man, but we're going to assume that the jock was going to scream what a complete cunt at the end before it cuts to credits.
I mean,
so what
if they're Senator fans, they could say a Canuck, or they could say Canadians.
Hey, what a complete Canuck.
But that would be Habs.
I do a terrible Canadian accent. I'm sorry.
Watch some Strange Brew and you'll be fine.
I was going to ask a question, but I just want this to be over.
Thank God.
So, never mind.
All right.
All right. So we will give our thoughts after, or our final thoughts after the next segment.
Okay.
And then we'll pick our next movies. But first, I don't have a name for this.
Oh wait, we're gonna do our top 25, and then we're gonna choose our least favorite movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what Jared said in the pre-production, and we
Right?
agreed to.
Or no, wait.
I
Yeah,
thought we were going to discuss who was going on to the next round, and
Yeah, let's
then
do
go.
that.
Okay,
Let's do that.
is that what you do
No.
it how you wrote it in your
No,
head?
that's
Jared-
because
Jared
if we give our
said-
top 25, it'll give away
Yes.
which
this.
it's independent of
Yes.
each other, because we move on
it's
or
not.
keep watching from the same. If two people say yes, that movie's shit. So if there was one movie I thought was really good, wink, it's
Mm.
probably higher on my list than it's going to be on your list.
Right.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
all right, let's
But there are
Let's-
certain films that have to be towards
Okay, on the
the
count of
bottom.
3, say which one is.
let's do that, and then we'll give
Okay.
our lists.
So wait,
Let's do that, and then we'll give our lists.
the 1, 2, 3. Okay, one.
Yeah.
This is
so
not
who
what we
eats the
said.
buckle?
Okay.
That's what I thought we said.
I truly don't know anymore, guys.
Okay.
He's
It's
sweaty and steroidal.
It's 6 to 1, half dozen of the other. It really doesn't
Alright.
matter. Let's just do
Okay.
this, and then we can spend a lot of time on this segment because it'll probably take some time.
Okay.
So we'll do 3, 2, 1, and then the picture that eats the buckle that we will watch again next week. Are you
Mhm.
ready?
Loser.
Let's go.
Yes.
3, 2, 1. The mouse.
Ghoulies
Ghoulies
4.
4.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Thank you, Joshua.
Ugh,
You're-
I can't listen. They're both shitty movies, but I can't, in good faith, take a movie like Ghoulies 4 over Mousetrap when Ghoulies 4 just fucking destroyed everything about that franchise.
I don't understand it.
I'm bending
Uh,
the rules as I see fit because I don't want to watch this fuck all movie anymore.
Wait, no, come on.
And
gotta
here's
go with your heart.
here's my summary. Better production value in the Mousetrap. There you go.
There you go.
Better
There you
use
go.
of 3-foot LED lights.
Well, I highly disagree with that. This movie for 2025.
Oh,
21 years, 31 years later,
We
right?
have an asterisk.
30,
Yeah.
31 years later,
Do some math.
this movie was worse production. Y'all are nuts.
No, it wasn't. And the pace was actually quite a bit better than Ghoulies 4,
Oh
and it
my
was
God.
shorter.
We're down
so
to
it's got some points
we are up
there
against
too.
the timer a little bit. So I'm just
Alright.
going to go ahead and pad this part out.
We'll get some of these in.
I want to talk about all the things that I did instead of paying 2 eyes on this fucking movie when I watched it today.
Uh-huh.
I brushed my teeth for no less than 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
Don't overbrush.
Well,
3
so-
minutes is plenty.
Yeah, 3 minutes, 30 seconds
I
was.
think 2 is the recommended ADA time, but don't overbrush.
I worked on my list.
Well, my ADA recommended toothbrush goes for 3 minutes.
Ooh, there
alright.
you go, Jared.
Well, any automatic toothbrush worth its salt shuts off after 2 minutes.
What automatic toothbrush do you use?
Yeah.
I
Like,
got an
what's wrong with your
Oral-B.
wrist and your
Oh, yeah?
arm and your
That's for
mitts?
jacking, baby.
I got a quip.
I got a quip too, and it shuts off. I had a quip, and then I had an Oral-B. Now I have a quip. They both shut off after 2 minutes.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. It's 30-second quadrants.
Bullshit.
I
Anyway.
also was having HVAC work done today in my house.
Mhm.
Shout out to those guys. They left at 4:00, and I was getting worried that
Mhm.
they were going to try to be like gung ho and get more stuff done since tomorrow is Friday. And I wasn't going to let them hear one fucking decibel of the Mousetrap come out of my den. So thankfully they left before, and I had time before this recording tonight.
Did you recommend our podcast to him?
I didn't.
Way to spread the word.
But that's for tomorrow because we're finishing the install tomorrow.
Okay.
Ooh.
Supposedly. Hopefully. I think so. I looked up some local real estate. I got two times I left to get snacks. So today's viewing versus last week's was a better viewing experience
Except
than
you didn't watch
Ghoulies
it.
last night.
And you give me shit for speeding up
Yeah.
the fourth viewing of Vampire happening.
There's asterisks all over this. I'll remember this.
I don't like
There's
the way this
asterisks
is
all
heading.
over this.
Wait till
And
you
after
all,
all that, you say that this is better than Ghoulies 4.
you know, when I saw this movie today, I thought to myself, I could really go for some Namco arcade classics like Pac-Man or Galaga or Miss Pac-Man. And I thought, where's the closest
Oh my God.
adult arcade that I could go to? And thankfully,
that's Levels.
there are multiple options locally here. So, you know, I got that going for me.
Great. I still, you see, I'm a little miffed. I'm not gonna lie. A little miffed.
Don't worry, Jared. We'll just pull a Vampire Happening on him, and we thought that we seen the last of this movie.
Yeah, it's coming back.
We'll bring it back in to give it its due diligence.
Under protest.
I
accept these results under protest.
Well, I do honestly think that I would rather watch Mousetrap again than Ghoulies 4. I mean that in all honesty. So therefore, Ghoulies 4 is the worst movie.
I mean,
I have to watch it again.
If we are being honest, like there are parts I didn't really like Ghoulies 3, but after seeing Ghoulies 4, Ghoulies 3 should be in the Criterion collection and celebrated compared to the shit that was Ghoulies 4.
If nothing else, at least we can go back to what Aaron was saying, where as terrible as it is, at least Mousetrap is a horror movie. Or tries to be a horror movie. Ghoulies 4
and I want to
is not a horror movie.
I want to do a double fuck you to the makers of this film, because I remember last week you said like this director was like, "Oh, I just wanted to make an homage to the
90s
slashers of the 80s and 90s," and like that's a double fuck you, because don't insult any of those, even the worst of them. With
what he meant by that was
he's never seen one of them.
He was going to rip off some dialogue from Scream, and then he was also going to put the line into his movie is, "What do you think this is, a dumb horror movie from the 90s?
Yeah.
Yes.
Isn't that what always happens in the 90s?
Yes.
Eat shit, Mr. Directorman and writerman.
That was Bailey is the director.
Yeah, they can.
Phillips is the writer, and
they can.
As I said, this movie it's a piece of shit. Like Mousetrap is a piece of shit, but Ghoulies 4
is not a horror movie.
Piece of shit.
Well, let's get to where we would actually place them in our hearts and minds.
Should we take a break?
Take a break.
Well, I'm just going to explain what we're doing real quick. Then we'll
all right, go ahead.
So we're doing our top 25, but we're gonna in the spirit of this show, we're gonna do it in a very confusing way. We're gonna give you our favorites at number 25 and count them down to number 1. Because that's what we do on this show.
That's the wrong way.
I did it the wrong way.
Well, just do it backwards.
Multiple times in the past 48 hours, the two of us have said, is it from worst to best or best to worst? And in your steroidal fugue state, you couldn't respond.
I filled it out this time, and then I realized I only wrote 23 of them down.
It's the scribblings of a madman.
I wrote this one down and realized I had one of them 3 times. And so, forgive me. But yeah, that's what we're doing. We're gonna just reverse them. That's all.
So we're gonna do. All right. When we come back, we're gonna start with our favorite movie,
which is your favorite.
The two of us, 66% of us are gonna start with our number 1, and Jared's gonna start with 25, and we're gonna meet somewhere.
I even wrote it down wrong. That the way I'm saying, I wrote down the opposite.
Then why are
the way
you
I'm
saying it?
Because it's funnier.
Oh, I'm gonna crap my pants. Oh.
All right, we'll be back with our very intuitive lists.
We'll be back with our next wrestling segment.
We're gonna go talk to Dr. Slopel. What did I say her name was? And she's gonna calm us down. We're gonna kumbaya. We'll be back. Therapy time.
What the fuck is going on?
Remember Dr. Slopel?
No.
From our Metallica therapy sessions.
Oh yeah, God. She sends me to bed at 9 p.m. every night.
I got her on speed dial.
She
We'll be
sends
back.
me to MGM Studios every weekend.
Just remember something. My panties are in his laundry basket these days, hun.
All right, we've
Oh,
got
man.
everything squared away. We're all straight on the rules.
Uh-huh.
We know what we're doing. So, starting with our favorite movie that we've done so far at number 25.
Or one.
No, 25. Our favorite movie at 25. What you got, Aaron?
All right. My list is called an Eat the Buckle Listicle, the most trustworthy and definitive from best to worst, the first 25 movies by Aaron.
Uh-huh.
My number one, guys, /25 is Event Horizon, 1997 Event Horizon.
Wow.
Okay.
Number one of all. What's
Number
yours?
one
Josh?
overall
Or
pick.
sorry, number 25. What's your
Number 25, my favorite of the movies we have watched so far.
I get a
Which
kick out of
means
that.
I should actually put it at number 27 on our list of top 25. Planet Terror.
Wow. Okay.
Planet Terror is my favorite so far.
That's in my top
Really?
5 or top 20
That's
to
in my top
25, I guess.
25 too.
See how much
These are all
sense
in your
that
top
makes?
25.
My number 25 and favorite of so far. We should have like guessed each other. Can you guess mine?
Yeah.
Your favorite?
Yeah. Yeah.
Madman.
No, I did this I played the game with a fair heart.
With a
Did
fair
you
heart?
play the game with a fair heart?
My number 25
Jason Lives.
favorite is Thrill Me.
Yeah, Night of the Creeps.
Night of
Night
the
of the
Creeps,
Creeps.
baby.
I didn't think it would be that high, but I knew it would be
Oh,
up
I
there for
fucking
you.
love Night of
I
the
have
Creeps.
Night of the
Alright.
Creeps as my number 2 favorite.
Okay.
Okay.
So 24 is Night of the Creeps.
If that's what you want.
Just
For
thrill
me,
me. What's yours?
I couldn't be thrilled at number 24. I need to go a little insane with Demon Knight.
Oh.
I wonder if we'll all end up with the same top 25. 25 to the bottom 5. The same
Yes.
bottom 5.
The top 1/5 of our list, you mean?
Probably not, because my number 24 is Jason Lives, and I bet none of you have
Oof.
that.
That's
Gross.
not in my top 10.
You're sick.
I
You're
fucking love.
sick.
I love.
You
Friday
put
the 13th.
Jason Lives. You put Jason Lives above Planet Terror.
Don't
and
yuck my
Demon
yum,
Knight.
man.
I have
love- it's
You're
it's-
sick.
just to
that's
catch up with Josh. I have Demon Knight at 3 and Planet Terror at 4. Jared
Okay.
can do the math.
So
if you
your
want.
23 is Demon Knight.
The,
Your number
No.
3/23
Sure.
Yeah.
is Demon Knight, and you
Yep.
said 22 is
Is my number 4 is Planet Terror.
Planet Terror.
Wow, that was Josh's number 1.
All right,
Yes.
Josh, go
All
ahead
right.
and give me your 23 and 22.
So at 23, I have where we're going. You'll only need eyes to see Event Horizon,
Mm-hmm.
and at number 21,
22.
22.
You're 4.
You so
Everyone
much.
else is 22.
Madman.
Wow.
Wow. I am amazed that Madman is off the board with you first.
Listen,
Why? Why?
It
That was
aged like a-
Jared's.
it aged like a fine wine in my heart and in my
Oh
soul,
my God.
My
especially compared to some of the shit we've been putting ourselves through since.
This is the crux of our podcast format is we had all these good movies with Madman in the mix, and it wasn't really fair to Madman.
Yes.
How many episodes this is now? 23.
it's retribution.
That we're apologizing now to Paul Ehlers or Eilers about his opus role as Madman Mars.
Just like in real life, it took Madman a little while for people to catch on, as it did on this podcast.
Well,
Right,
he
so that
has
was
a
your
fat foot
20
and walks slow.
That was your 22?
That was his 23 and 22. So my 23 is House of the Devil.
Fuck off.
Mm. Mm.
And my 22 is Demon Knight.
Okay.
So we've all got, let's see, we've all got Demon Knight. That's the only one we have in common in the top 4 so far. So
Night of the Creeps, except oh, you mean for all 3 of us?
yeah, for all 3 of us, that's the only
You didn't do
common one.
Planet Terror in the top 4?
Not yet.
I'm
not yet.
amazed.
All right,
Okay.
Aaron, what's your 21?
My number 5 is Cemetery Man.
Wow.
Hmm.
Okay.
Mine, and coming in at number 21 is Rare Exports.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a shock.
I had a hard time placing that in mine. It's not that high, but it's up there.
I just had to go back and think about what I felt when I watched these movies, and I really enjoyed my time with Rare Exports.
I had a good time with it, but
Yep.
not in my bottom 5. My bottom 5 rounds out with number 21, Planet Terror. That's what
Okay.
I've got it.
All right.
Yeah, all right.
So I knew Planet Terror was going to be in the top 5 or bottom 1/5
Yeah.
of this list for the 3 of us.
So now all of us have 2 in common. Me and Aaron have 3 in common,
Correct.
but for the bottom 5. All right, go ahead and give us your number 20, Aaron.
Coming in at number 6, Christmas Evil.
Whoa.
Ooh.
John Waters and I both agree
Ooh.
this is a great Christmas movie.
I think you need to shave your beard and grow a little pencil stash then.
Well, I had one
Like,
Wait,
for a little bit.
hold on.
huh?
What?
We'll get to it.
No. You
All
got
right.
an issue?
We'll
Say
get
it.
to it.
All right.
I have not an issue. I'm just shocked about something, but I don't
I'm
want to
shocked
spoil.
too.
I don't want to spoil your
I'm
list.
shocked.
We'll get when you say it. You'll know why. Josh, go ahead with your 20.
Number 20, because it doesn't deserve to be in the teens. Night of the Creeps.
Yes.
Real me.
Way to go, Spanky.
My 20 is Cemetery Man.
Okay.
Okay.
So 2 of us have that.
Or is
In
it
the top five.
Delamuki. All right. 19 for you, Aaron.
Number 7 is Elves.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say.
All right.
Not only am I shocked it's not in your bottom 5, not your top 20. Not only am I shocked it's not your favorite, but I'm
Mhm.
shocked that Christmas Evil came above it.
Yeah, I am too, to be honest with you.
Well,
Of
I
all
like
you've lived your life by the Tao of
the Tao
what's
of
his face?
Haggerty
The
has
Tao
taken
of Haggerty.
the Tao of Haggerty has taken over my life. Yes, this is true. But there are some things about that movie that it's just a little subpar. And so it can't be in the top 5. But it can
Okay.
be in my top 10 or
And
in
number
my
1 in your heart.
right.
Okay.
This proves that I have objectively thought about this.
You played the game with a fair heart.
Yeah, I went by Max's rules.
Now,
Let's see.
What you got there, Josh?
Where are we at? Number 19?
19.
House of the Devil.
Okay. I'm gonna predict that's in AJ's top 5.
Yeah, I think it's definitely
No,
bottom 10.
it's not. It's in the
Oh.
bottom, not even the bottom. It's in the bottom 10. I think.
It's in the
Yeah.
bottom 25.
My number 19. Mad.
Yeah, there he is.
I can't believe it's that low for you, Jared.
I can't either, to be honest with you.
Well, the only ones below it are the ones that beat it, and Night of the Creeps. So I played the game with a fair heart.
That's true.
AJ, what you got for 18?
Number 8, another one close to my heart, as filled with fatty particles in my arteries that it is The Incredible Melting Man.
Oh,
The first new horror creature.
oh my God.
I love me some melting action. I got
Brain
my
is melting.
crackers. I got my tight ass nurse's outfit. I got
Good.
Jonathan Demme coming over after a Merle Haggard concert. Heavy Spoon on the couch. We're ready to rock with
All right.
1977's Incredible Melting Man at number 8.
Man. All right.
Well, you got Josh 18.
At 18, I have To All a Good Night.
Fuck
Whoa.
off.
I had that higher once I went through this. I had it higher than I would have imagined once I had all the options in front of me, but
It
not that high.
just felt right.
It's
Nothing.
fun. It was fun.
It just felt right.
Okay.
My 18, Ghoulies Go to College.
Oh.
It's not going to be that high for me, Jared.
It has to be mostly because of Kevin McCarthy's performance.
It just was so fun watching it again. It's not good, but I love it. It's it speaks to me in ways that just really thrill me.
It rules.
It rules to to quote Erica. All right, Aaron, what do you got for 17?
Number 9, 1973's Torso.
Wow, you like
Wow.
that more than I even remember you talking about it.
I own it on 4K for a reason. Back in the day before Amazon decided to split up its catalog 1,600 different ways into a bunch of shitty little streamers, that was one of the ones that I said, I think I've heard about this. I'm going to watch it. And I clicked it and really enjoyed and started me on the path of just really trying to go off the beaten path on what they had for a catalog. And because of that, it's my number 9.
Wow, fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
What you got, Josh?
At number 17, your friend and mine, Dan Haggerty's classic, Elves.
Yes. I knew it was going to come up on your list way sooner than Jared's.
Yes.
I love you.
And why, Josh?
And
Is
why?
it because my sister has beautiful fucking tits and I'm going to tell everybody?
It's because it's just so fucking gonzo that, like, I can't put it lower. It just...
Exactly.
You got fucking big titties, and I'm going to tell everyone I saw them.
Yep.
It's just wild. It's a wild movie.
Oh, it's
it
wild. Wild
subverted
isn't
my
necessarily good.
expectations
But
of
hey,
what
I
a
got
Dan Haggerty movie could be.
I mean, I just said Ghoulies, so I can't.
Yeah,
I mean, what's
right.
your heart wants what it wants.
All right.
My 17 is Rare Exports.
Okay.
Rare Exports had a way better showing than I thought it would with these lists.
Well, y'all enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rare Exports rounds out my top 10.
Okay.
Yep.
At number 10,
Mm-hmm.
that's
So you got
when I used to have
16
Netflix.
Rare Exports.
That was one of the movies I watched on there and enjoyed it.
All right. My number 16 / number 10 in the top 10 is Delamore Cemetery Man. Just squeaked right in there.
Yep, that's worthy of a top 10. We all have it in our top 10. My number 16 is To All a Good Night.
All right.
So that had a much better showing.
I'm glad I got a top 10 spot with you as well.
All right. Aaron, what's your 15?
Number 11, Jason Lives.
Yeah.
Oof.
It starts
Way too
going
high.
downhill past Jason Lives.
Yeah.
That's where you're
In my
for
book.
you're on the cusp of like quality.
Yeah.
now.
We're right on the top
We're
of
teetering.
Niagara in that barrel.
I will say, after Cemetery Man, my list is really just like, well, where do you want to put this pile of shit? Just stack it right there. Number 15, I have Ghoulies III, Ghoulies Go to College. Only because of Kevin McCarthy. It would have been so much lower on the list.
Wow.
If not for that insanely fun performance.
My 15 is Christmas Evil. I'm still in the part of my list where I enjoyed the movies, and I have yet to get to total shit. I'll let you know when I get there. All right, 14, Aaron.
Number 12, Cheerleader Camp.
Ooh. Wow.
Wow, that's pretty high.
That is shocking.
Wow.
Yep.
Shocked. by
I
that.
enjoyed the gator. She was a gator, right?
Yes.
Yes.
The gator mascot. That fat flabby guy's ass.
And the cook.
The randomness of just everything. Like Josh was talking about how Gonzo Elves was. Cheerleader Camp tried, failed, which is why it's not higher for that
Mm,
same
I don't-
energy.
I don't know how you could think 11 movies we watched were worse than Cheerleader Camp.
We'll get there.
Number 14 for me, The Incredible Melting Man.
Wow.
Yeah. Dr. Ted Nelson.
Which I went back and forth whether I should put that higher or Ghoulies 3, but again, Kevin McCarthy got the edge over Dr. Ted Nelson.
My what are we on? 15? Yeah. I think
Mhm.
it's- or
14?
14. My 14 is The Gate.
Okay.
And
That's
that's about all you
higher
can
than-
say about the
And
gate.
we're still, to me, to where I consider that above
teetering.
mid tier of where it gets
Mhm.
over the edge for me.
Okay.
For me,
Sure. Sure.
we're hovering in the bad, good to bad. But go
Ugh.
on with your 13, Aaron.
All right, my number 13. Body bags.
Oh, wow. Interesting. You should say that. Coming in at number 13, which, just to let you all know, 13 in both directions, whether you're going top to bottom or bottom to top, is body bags.
For you?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. See?
You guys, my number 13 is Body Bags.
No.
Right dead in the middle.
It's right where it should be.
Right where John Carpenter belongs.
I really do feel like John Carpenter got 13 because it's John Carpenter. I feel bad for Mark Hamill having to show his ass for this dump of a movie. The first segment's good, I think, to this day. The second one is kind of funny. The third one is just the third segment.
I think it's very fitting that this is kind of the 0 point where you go either positive or negative. That's
This
so
absolutely
Carpenter.
is.
This for me fit here because this is where the point where I was thinking, which one would I watch like tomorrow if I had
Yeah.
to? Would I
Yeah.
not be mad about?
Mm-hmm.
And like there was enough fun to be had in those segments of Body Bags to not put it lower or higher, as the case may be. All right, what
It's a
you
good
get
barometer.
for 12?
12.
12.
Are you starting with me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then my number 15 is Jack Frost. No, I'm sorry. Number 14 is
Mhm.
The Gate.
So you've got The Gate, and then we'll just go ahead and do your
My
11.
Jack
15
Frost.
is Jack
Just
Frost.
Jack
Okay.
Frost.
Then coming in at my top 12, bottom 14 is Torso. And then right behind that at number 11/15 is Cheerleader Camp.
Wow. Yeah, we are getting in the dregs now. You
Mhm.
both Jack Frost at 11 for Aaron. That's
I had a better time with JF and beloved Hollywood actor Scott McDonald more than my next 10 movies on this list. None.
Wow.
my 12 is Torso. So Josh and I matched there. And my 11 is Melting Man.
The incredible
The Incredible
Dr. Scott
Melting
Nelson.
Man.
Can't believe you don't have more love for Dr. Ted Nelson. And
It was so
Alex
I
Rebar.
don't like I don't again with my rubric of this I don't want to ever see that again. I didn't hate it as much as what's above it
Yeah.
coming up, but I don't want to watch it again.
Well,
Ever.
next time you're at my house in 4K, you're gonna see it.
All right, 10, Aaron.
All right, number 16,
Mhm.
House of the Devil.
Wow.
For me.
Wow.
That's crazy.
squeaking in the bottom 10.
Mhm.
Craziness.
All right, mine is Jason Lives.
Wow.
This
It
is where the upsets.
probably could have objectively been lower on certain days, but we'll stick it there.
My 10 is Vampire Happening.
That's high.
Wow.
Why?
That's so
Because
high.
I really hated everything that's coming past it.
Oh, that's so high.
It's too high.
I
That's
don't
way
like
too
it.
high.
And I say
But
I brought it to the podcast. I liked it. I can't.
how
I
much
can't.
you giggled and laughed and loved. Oh, I can't believe
Yeah,
it's
I
that
know.
high.
That's what I'm saying. I giggled and laughed and I had a
Okay.
good time.
Okay,
But
never mind. I
if
see
you
what's
go
going on
if
here.
you go back, and I'm fairly certain I'll back myself on this. I definitely had this beating 2 other movies that it went against,
Okay. All right.
which are coming up.
Fair enough. It's your list, not mine.
All right. I'll do my 17. Whatever Jared comes up with for
9.
9. 1981's Mad Men.
Oh man.
Break
I'm glad
my
it wasn't
heart.
lower.
You broke my heart.
It broke my heart too.
I thought we were a fraternity of
All right, get the therapist on the
like-minded
phone.
people.
We're gonna
Schlubick.
need Dr. Schlubick for an emergency
Schnopel.
meeting.
It's not in the top 5. And again,
Tell her-
Madman on another few weeks towards the middle teens of our podcast would not have made it past 1 week.
True, fair enough. All right. Number 9 for me, Christmas Evil.
I get it. Truly. I had it higher, but
It's barely a horror movie. It's not
Yeah.
a great movie.
It's a better horror movie than Ghoulies 4.
And that's why it is higher on the list.
Okay.
number 9 for me, get Schlobo on the phone. Red Christmas, baby.
Oh, fuck off.
That's disgusting that you have it that high.
That's why we gotta get Schlobo on the phone. We gotta
Yeah,
have
you're-
an
and
emergency
Tell her
session.
we need an emergency trip to Disney this weekend.
Red
we need
Christmas.
go to
We-
the front of the line for the rock and roller coaster.
Well, that's why we pay that money to get a fast pass. Plus,
I was thinking, next Christmas, if it just happened to be on after streaming, something good, and it just was the next thing in line
No.
streaming, I'd probably let it play out.
Jared,
Oh my god.
who
Hey.
hurt you, Jared?
Jesus.
That person is Jared. Jared hurt Jared. You don't need to watch
Hurt
that movie
people,
again.
Hurt people. Okay. Hurt people. Hurt people.
You're hurting yourself.
Oh,
What you got for 8 there?
AJ says at 18, demonic toys.
Baby. Now we're
Because
getting into some
sometimes you just can't go back to your childhood.
shit.
And we proved that time and time again here on this podcast.
We watched
are-
that shit so much at your house on sleepovers.
Yes, we did.
That and like the first 2 Puppet Masters and Doll Man so fucking much. And all the sorority babe and slumber parties massacres. And
we haven't even gotten that far.
we haven't even got that far down the rabbit hole, but my God, demonic toys
Yeah.
is just trash.
It's trash. Number 8/18 for me, Jipers Cripers 2.
No,
Japers.
it's too high.
It's not compared to what's left on the list.
By the way, we're hitting Red Christmas for me is now where I'm in everything is complete shit and there's nothing really to find likable about it.
Now, wait a second. Hold on. You have The Incredible Melting Man, a movie you just said you will never watch again, higher than Red Christmas, which you just got through saying, I'll watch that if, I'm in a heroin coma and can't turn the channel.
No, I've got Melting Man. I like Melting Man better than.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I had
But
Melting
you-
Man.
But you said you'd never watch
But you
it
said you would
again.
never watch Melting Man again.
I'd never want to. I'm saying if it's Christmas time and it comes on, I'd maybe give it a shot.
I'm gonna
You
box your
really-
ears.
But
You
it
need
sucks.
You need
Yeah,
therapy.
it does. Okay.
Give,
Moving on.
give
Number
me a
7
Christmas horror. I'll watch it.
slash 19.
Number
Wait, I
9.
don't think I
Oh,
gave mine.
did you go? No. Wait,
you-
yeah, you did.
you-
Didn't you just
yeah,
go?
Yeah,
No.
you did Red Christmas.
No, I was saying with saying
Oh.
Red Christmas, I'm
Oh.
now in full shit
Okay.
territory.
Yes,
My number 8
yeah.
is demonic toys.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Okay. That's
So that
about
was
right
the
where it
same as me at
belongs.
18 then, right?
Okay.
18 plus 8 is 26.
Don't think about it too much.
Okay.
Just give me your
my
7.
number 19, To All a Good Night. A movie that is best described as a slow, dry fart that lasts 90 minutes. It
In a
lets
suit of armor.
its presence is there, but boy, you're not going to have a good time with it.
Oh, I disagree. I had a great time with it.
I heard that.
Had a cozy time with it.
Yeah, it'll make you warm.
number 7 slash 19 for me. Demonic Toys.
We were all pretty close on that one.
Yeah.
What a shit movie.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I know
was
for
garbage.
a fact
But there's worse.
I had Vampire Happening beating Demonic Toys
Then
for
why,
sure.
Then why isn't it?
Because you guys picked Demonic Toys. Or you guys picked Vampire Happening.
Not on your list. You mean
Yeah.
in the episode.
Right.
Who has the time to go back and listen to these?
I just remember
I'm too
getting
busy
shit
on the
for it.
yacht from all this podcast money to go back and listen to any of these recordings.
My number 7, Dr. Schlobel, Event Horizon.
Fuck off.
Fuck
Oh,
off.
that's terrible. That's
Fuck
awful.
Event Horizon
Man.
sucks. It's a terrible movie.
Dude,
No,
4K
it sucks.
Atmos
You're
is
just
amazing.
It's a shitty movie, and I
you're just
hate it.
wrong
No.
about that.
I'm sorry. I hate it.
Everyone's entitled to your opinion, but sometimes your opinion's just fucking wrong.
Oh, I don't know. It sucks. Everything about it sucks.
Well, everything about it sucks. he
Every
says.
frame of it makes me angry.
As I drink the man himself's own wine from an orchard in New Zealand,
They
Sam
cannot-
Neill does not
He's-
suck at all in that movie.
He does. He's
How?
bad in it. Him and Fishburne are both terrible.
You need to come.
ah,
Oh man.
Fine, Jesus.
is-
God bless.
Number
Sorry.
7 slash
Bad movie.
19. Let's go.
19. I did
6.
mine.
Did you?
I did my. That was To All a Good Night.
Sorry,
Number
what was
6.
6 slash 20?
All right. Number 20. Ghoulies Go to College.
Oh,
That's fair.
that's
It's
pretty
shitty.
low.
This is
Pretty low.
absolutely the if I'm over at Jared's house and we both shot up a lot of heroin and can't move off the couch and he clicks this on, I'm not going to be mad.
Yeah.
But I won't in any state of mind turn it on.
If you guys are adoring horse and watching shitty horror movies,
Yeah, and I don't mean to make light of substance abuse. I'm just saying there's very few instances that I can imagine in the whatever life I have left that I am going to actively search out Ghoulies Go to College.
I'd watch it again.
I would
Yeah,
too.
Just
I
on
will
a
watch it
Wednesday.
again
Once.
before the end of this year. That's a promise. What's your
Okay.
6, Josh?
6 slash 20, The Gate.
All right.
Moving on.
It's where that belongs.
My 6 is Japers Crapers.
Oh, can't
2.
argue it.
The Japers
2.
Crapers 2. The least said about that, the better. So let's go on to our 5. And
All
now
right.
we're in our bottom.
This is the
our
bottom.
5.
Number 21,
The dregs.
Vampire Happening. After those alcoholic jello shot titties, I am so scarred from that movie. Josh, along with me, I don't ever want to see scene 1. I don't care about I don't care about Brother Martin. I don't care about Jonathan. Even
We're
if
gonna
that's
have to watch it again sometime.
No.
Once we get 6 movies in the locker.
Coming in at number 5 slash 21 for me, a vampire happening.
Wow.
There you go. See?
I would like to
You
say
didn't partake of the Jello shots, Jared. That's why.
true. But I would like to say recording that episode of our commentary gave me gout.
Yeah. Wait till you listen to that episode. It is
I
rough.
can't. I never will. I don't want to hear myself in that episode. And it fucked me for life.
I apologize. Look at Josh. He's gonna puke. He's trying not to spit take, and he's gonna puke, and he's gonna have to swallow it or throw it in the trash can.
He's gonna
Look, he's purple.
He's done. Are you okay?
Nope.
We gotta call
Yup.
Dr. Slobel MD.
All right, I got it down. Okay.
Sorry.
Oh my.
It took me 3 separate days to master that, and I'm sorry. It still sounds like garbage. We did our best.
No, it sounds okay.
It's a
Doesn't sound
free
terrible.
podcast, so eat my ass.
I listened to it earlier. It was fine. It's actually a
trust
really
you did a
fun
phenomenal
episode.
I trust you did a phenomenal job. You always do, but I will not listen to
Anyway,
the 40 seconds of Jello ASMR that Josh and I eat into a microphone while Jared went to pee is some. If there's an award for podcasting, I would hope that someone out there writes us in.
Yeah, when that episode goes live, we do need to tag it with Jello ASMR. And we need to win some new fans. All right. Anyway, Jared.
My 5. I literally just flip flopped these two on the fly because I looked at it. I was like, that can't be right. My number 5 is Ghoulies 4.
Oof. Too high.
Which we've already talked about at length, so we don't need to
Too
get
high.
into that one.
All right, my 22nd. My 22nd. Ghoulies 4.
Wow.
Too high. Coming in at number 4/22, I have Jack Frost.
Damn, no love.
I hate that fucking movie.
Yeah, it's a piece of shit. I
It
can't.
is. But much like your reasoning about a Christmas movie, you can put Jack Frost on during Christmas and wrap presents.
If it were,
I would lay down on the couch and pour liquid down my throat until I drown.
Antifreeze. If it were
special,
like December,
I would make special.
If it were December 17th and I'm at a bar having drinks and that's on the TV above the bar and there's no sound on and it's just there and I can look up, that
down the street,
I could maybe appreciate that.
Down the street getting those beef sandwiches.
Getting those beef sandwiches.
Watch a little bit of the game. Yep. Okay.
Number
if I ever text you guys and saying I'm making special, just know that I am taking my life. And you're going to be the first to know.
And I'll say, I'll be over in 5.
And I will book a flight. Not to like come help you or talk you out of it, but like to join you.
I don't know that I can wait that long, but there are more direct flights now. So that's good. All right, moving on.
My number 4? Yeah, 4 is Cheerleader Camp.
See, that's
piece of shit movie.
No.
And
I just want to be loved.
Piece of shit
I want
movie.
love.
All right, that's your 3.
23. I almost wanted to do the bit. Remember those ESPN shows where it was like number 23, 23,
yeah,
23. All right, anyway. Jeepers Creepers 2.
Jeepers Creepers 2.
It's a little lower than it should be, but it's a piece of shit, so I won't argue that. Yep. Number 3/23 for me, The Mousetrap.
My number
what
3.
Could be worse?
My number 3.
Stick around, you'll find out.
Is Jackie Frost.
Okay.
All right. With the bottom.
Last
top
2.
Top
24. Red Christmas.
Oof. That's not number 1 for you.
Fair.
No.
Fair.
I know I'm a bleeding heart hillbilly redneck liberal, but I'm sorry. I'm just gonna go ahead and do my 25th number one at the same time because
Oh, yeah.
2. Mousetrap. For all the reasons I screamed about earlier in this episode.
Coming in at number 2 for me, Ghoulies 4.
Wow.
And in the number 1 spot, the shittiest, most worthless piece of trash, fucking preachy, awful. Would never watch this again. I'd rather drive my car down the road and straight through a guardrail and
Jeez.
into a ravine than watch again Red Christmas.
That's
Yep.
your making special.
I would make special.
All right. My number 2 is Elves.
Wow.
Fuck that movie. And my number 1 also is Mousetrap.
Mm.
The worst movie we've seen, which I'm going to. Why aren't we watching again? How can you at one point say Mousetrap is worse than Ghoulies, then have it as your worst movie in the countdown?
It wasn't Josh's.
Nope,
No, you
wasn't mine.
picked Ghoulies 4.
All right, what are we gonna watch next week?
Wait, this is madness. You can't get away with this.
Easily, we did.
I chose true and fair. I don't know what he's doing over there.
I don't
know
True-
what he's doing over there in his fancy house and.
I don't.
I'm on the Eat the Bucklenator yacht right now. You guys should come down. What's
all right,
next, Jared?
You all have your numbers in front of you.
We all have numbers in front of us.
All right.
I think I do. Hang on.
Yep. It's number 5.
Oh, thank God.
All right, then next week is Ghoulies 4 versus Uncle Peckerhead.
Uncle Peckerhead.
What the fuck is Uncle Peckerhead?
Holy moly. I can't
Find
wait
out.
to see what that is. This is not sitting well with me. We're going to have to. Whatever. It is what it is.
We'll talk about it with a
fuck
therapist.
you. Oh, no.
He just looked up Uncle Peckerhead.
It is better rated than most of the movies we've seen of late, so we
All
have
right.
that for us.
I will say it looked good from the trailer. Buckle buddies, we'll see you next week.
We got to close this out. Save room for next week because you're going to eat the buckle.
Number 1 or number 25, one way or the other.
What are we even doing anymore?
We've wasted our lives.
How can you pick it as your least favorite movie and then say it's better than
I'm
or worse than Ghoulies?
my
better
hands
than
are clean
Ghoulies.
to that one.
It's a democracy.
I don't know what he's going on. He's got going on over there.
It's coming back.
All right.
So you were saying?
The woman you saw carrying Janine away is an old girlfriend of mine from a long time ago named Alexandra. We were pretty wild when we were going together. Did a lot of experimenting. Drugs, weird sex, ritualistic stuff, you name it, we did it.
Ritualistic stuff? Like what?
Black magic, devil worship.
Devil worship?
Like I said, it was a long time ago, long before I was even a cop.